Hi everyone, my name is Wayne Heath and welcome to Conversations with ClubRight, a podcast about sharing my experiences as an ex-gym owner and current business owner. We're at a really exciting time where the UK fitness and wellness market is worth over £20 million. So now really is a great time to start thinking about what you can do to make things better, or even starting your own fitness business if you don't already have one. We talk about topics from retention and driving membership sales all the way through to improving processes in your club and even interviewing the occasional guest. So get yourself comfortable and let's get on with the podcast. So guys, myself, Wayne and Neil here back to talk to you about some interesting things about what's happening in the world of clubs. And subject we want to go over today is, we hear it typically, a new gym has opened up down the road.
Yep.
What do I do?
It's even worse if they drop their prices.
It is. It could be even worse if they drop their prices. And is it really a price-led business, or is it? Well, what do you think, Neil? I mean, we're talking about price. Let's go with that as the first talking point.
That's a good point. I mean, obviously, going back to that first point though, is when you know someone's opening a gym, is trying to maybe do your research, find out who they are, what they're going to be doing. Have they opened before? Is there any history to that?
Yeah.
And try and almost, I suppose, get onto their newsletter waiting list and register and try and be involved in everything they're doing, so you're always one step ahead.
Yeah.
Then you can start to find yourself where they're fitting in against obviously what your model is.
Yeah.
I think that's the key thing, isn't it? It's trying to find are they trying to copy you exactly? And if they are, then what's going to happen there?
Exactly.
If it's down to price then do you need to up your game? Do you need to follow suit? Do you think it's a good idea to slash your prices as well?
Well, yeah.
Match them?
And that's the whole point, isn't it? It's not necessarily, because if like we've discussed in other podcast discussions, is that you set your stall out, you've got your rents, you've got your staff, you've got all these fixed costs.
Yeah.
Now, you know what that was from the beginning, but this gym down the road has just kind of scuppered the whole world. And so, how are we going to change all this? We're going to lower the price, and it's so easy to get drawn into that price-led mentality, and maybe forget the value that you offer to a customer.
Yes.
And I remember many years ago, I sat on a plane with this bloke who we were talking business, and he was telling me that his job was to make £1 more out of every one of his customers. That was his only job, and I thought, well, that's kind of interesting. And then the conversation went on to say, well, if we've got 1 million customers, and this guy worked for a very large multinational worldwide business, and with that large customer base, if he could just increase his spend by £1, he's going to have a very successful business and a lot more money, which is great. But by the same token, he also turned and said, well, if you look at it, what does someone put value in? So if you're buying something, you need to have real desire to want to buy that service or that product. And it doesn't matter if it's £1 or more. If you don't really want to buy it and you don't see the benefits in you joining that club, buying that PC or a car, whatever you're doing in your life, you're still not going to part with £1, are you? So there's a part of me that actually thinks prices to a point are most probably irrelevant.
So it's more about the service offering, and the results that you're going to get them. So I suppose what most people find out when they realise the reason why people join the gym in the first place is because they're more than likely not happy with the way they look or feel.
Yeah, of course.
And therefore, the only reason why they're going to stay is the results they're going to get. So if you're a results-driven business and it's about helping those people get those results, then it's actually, like you say, the price is part of it, is irrelevant. You could, in theory, and I've seen it before, clubs have, say, a customer base of 500 members.
Yep.
A club down the road will then halve their price, if you like, to be a real low-cost model. And they try and follow suit. All they've got to do then is sign up the double amount of people to make the same money.
Yeah.
Now,
where's the logic in that?
They've still got to pay for the equipment. They've still got to pay the staff and everything. They've got to get to that number much quicker.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the equipment works out quicker because it's used more.
It's got you more people coming in paying you less.
And almost to the fact that people then have to queue for equipment.
Yep.
They get frustrated. You have to deal with more customer complaints. So actually, it could work out financially, maybe, but you're then causing yourself a load of grief.
I think, like you say, it's more likely to be detrimental.
Yeah.
I mean, far more likely to be detrimental, and it's the value that someone puts in what they do. It's about results, and it's kind of interesting you mention that, because one of the things we used to have in our gym, we used to call it the wall of success. So we had this great big wall, and it did actually have the words wall of success on it, and we just put all our members' results up there.
Yeah.
And results are why we join a gym. It's not just to belong to a gym. And
I do know someone who just joins just for the membership card, and they flash it out in their wallet.
Oh, really?
Now and then, but
was that because it's a really cool card?
It must be. They never go.
You never go.
Just pay £40 a month or something
yeah,
for this
I
card.
pay a lot of money for this, but I love my card.
They never go.
You're right. It's that results-driven ethos is something that a business can do really well, and it keeps people loyal.
Yeah.
And it gets people in that habit of 2 to 3 times a week, which, as we all know, statistically, the more you do that, the more likely it is a habit that doesn't get broken. And as time goes on, in a real short space of time, you've actually built an exceptionally solid business without the need for changing your price structure, because your customer believes there's value in what you provide.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a flip side to what I was just saying about the example of that club dropping their prices to match that competitor, I've also seen it where people have gone the reverse and looked at it and thought, well, if they want to take all the members that want to pay that £20 a month or £15 a month, I'm going to go at more of a high market. And what they've done then is they've actually doubled their own existing membership price.
Of course.
Changed their whole ethos.
So they increase their own current members.
Yeah. To double the price to what it was before.
Fair play.
They actually then only need half the number of members that they used to have to make the same money still.
Exactly.
They work less.
Yeah.
And joking aside, every now and then I get a message off this gym owner saying, "I'm bored. Do you need any help or any leads?" And it's quite funny. There's a bit of a banter there, but you can see exactly where they're coming from.
Yeah.
So going back to that, I mean, I think that's really important.
Because what he's done though, he's built clear value in his proposition.
Yeah, definitely.
Which and value for any customer on any product. And obviously, we're talking about memberships today because that's our bag. But in general, people will pay money for good service. I mean, another great example. Whether we like Apple or not, why are Apple so hugely successful?
Yeah,
they make the same kind of phone as other manufacturers as well, but they are able to charge a premium price because it's become a desirable product.
Yeah.
People talk about that phone because it's an iPhone. They talk about things like that in a really positive, passionate way about a product that they have no ownership of at all, but they are proud to own it. A bit like the guy with the card that doesn't go to the gym, but he's proud of it, right? And I think there's a lot to be said for that.
I suppose it's like with the memberships as well, is when you're looking to sell the memberships to these people, to the market, is you could get a message out there. However, today's technology allows you to target people more directly.
Yeah.
So you're more along the lines of, right, I want to target people specifically. And I suppose back when you had your gym, I suppose it wasn't as easy as that.
No.
It's much easier now. It
was more like putting a pin in a map on the wall and hope for the best.
Yeah. Carrier pigeon.
Yeah, carrier pigeons worked well back in the day. Well, I'm not that old though. But it wasn't far off.
I think it's, like I say, it's that whole element of being able to give someone a choice of maybe spending more if anything. So rather than following suit to drop your prices and that, it's kind of an aspect of going, right, we might only have 2 membership plans now. We've got a gym only, and we've got a gym and classes membership. We've always had them. Competitor opens up down the road, slashes their prices. All you could almost do is go, right, we'll put a third one in that's more expensive than the other 2. We'll keep the 2 because we know they work.
Of course.
But we'll actually put more value on that. We'll probably give an extra couple of PT sessions a month. There's like a bolt on.
Yeah, of course it is.
Or 4 PT sessions a month. Because then you're offering something different maybe to what they can provide. Yeah. So you look at your skills you've got in your own club, the things and the features that they can't do, and really maximise them.
It's like, you look at McDonald's. We upsize and make it large.
Yeah.
You go to Costa Coffee or a coffee shop, pay an extra 30p for an extra shot because you want more of a caffeine hit or whatever the case may be. People are happy to spend more, and
Absolutely.
I think it's all about making sure you have a price that looks accessible, not overly expensive, not overly cheap, but accessible, because sometimes too cheap can look bad as well.
No, absolutely.
It's not a good thing as well. Have you seen that kind of thing happen?
Yeah, no, definitely. And I say you're talking about the food side of things, is that the regular and the small was the drink side of things, and then they brought out the extra large, the
100%.
super large. What happened then is the fact that most people, instead of buying the regular, just started buying the extra large. So actually, all of a sudden, you were making more money just purely off the fact that you actually offered another choice. Yeah. So being able to put them into your membership plan choices.
Exactly.
And it's typically, the local authority leisure trust market, for example, would have swimming pools. When low budget operators come along and they slash their prices and things like that, they've already got an agreement with the council what they're going to be charging their residents, so they're kind of stuck charging that.
That's a good point.
So what they would do is they would look more along the lines of what can we do that they can't? So it's all about the swimming lessons. So you've probably seen that there's more swimming lessons in local authority pools now, and so they've maximised on that part of it.
Yeah.
So that's what I would suggest the gym owners do, is look at their own business, see all the things that they can do better than their competition, and then push that forward more as a sale.
And if you talk about looking at your own business, something that I did in my business on 2 occasions actually, and the reason we did it was that it pretty much a similar thing. Another gym did open up down the road, and I'm always want to be mindful of my competitors. As long as I'm mindful of my competitors, I can always see where I could position myself. So first thing I did was say, okay, these are however many members I had at the time. These are all the members I've got. So those members love my business. So and I need to now speak to those members to find out why they like my business. And of course, then I can try to find more like-minded members.
Yeah.
Because that's quite a challenge. So we actually did go out to the marketplace in Romford, where the gym was at the time, with our smart car all branded up. So we had the name of the business very clearly, you couldn't miss a smart car at all, and literally started stopping people to have a chat.
I'm still waiting for my ClubRight.
Oh, really?
Smart car, yeah.
Well, we had to work on that.
Bright orange.
It'd be fantastic. The logo down the side of it. But that car drew people in, and then we could have conversations with people. But what we were doing was basically trying to find out why they do what they do locally, but using the knowledge we had of our existing members to say, well, we know the type of customer we're looking for, we know the type of people who would like to look at maybe joining our club, because all we wanted to do was pretty much mirror the same kind of customer, just get more of them.
And would you say a referral would be a really good way of doing something like that?
Oh God, yeah. I mean, referrals are all about loyalty. I've come against the when we talk about competitors, but a competitor gym opening locally, to launch a referral program would be really awesome, because if you haven't got one, if you then start speaking to all your existing members to say have a referral program of, and I wouldn't advocate this, it's up to everyone what they do, but sitting there saying, oh right, if you get 5 members, you'll get this. Well, the best one in the world, that ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
If you ask all your members to introduce at least one person.
Yeah, an introduction, isn't it?
Yeah, it then becomes potentially an achievable goal. And I go, actually, I've got a friend that I wouldn't mind introducing.
Yeah.
Now, of course, if that friend has seen the advertising and marketing about the new gym down the road, suddenly you've got their ear, haven't you?
Yeah. No,
so it's a very good way, as you mentioned, referrals, to combat another club opening, because you can grab those people through their friends.
And I say with referral schemes and things that people talk about, where do you see the value of knocking money off memberships for referrals, or would you suggest giving gifts or value that way, or something extra to the member? And
so I've got a really good, interesting story about referral gifts. So I've never ever been a believer in giving away money. The reason is,
I know that,
yeah, and I suppose you are the reason you hate that. But the problem with giving away money is that you start off with, I don't know, a £25 Marks and Spencer voucher, for example.
Yeah.
Then you go, oh well, the 25 quid. Oh, that's the reason it didn't work. I'll raise it to 50 quid. and the 50 quid didn't work, or you sold a few more. But what you start to look at is that the value of what someone's been given isn't the reason they referred them. They referred them because they wanted their friend to benefit from the great place that you provide.
Yeah, of course.
So offering money off, I very quickly learned, was a bad move. So what we then did, do you remember the T-shirt story?
I do, yeah. Yeah.
T-shirts, and it's dirt cheap, right? So what we did, we had a load of T-shirts with the company's name on the front with different colours that our members could buy. But there was one T-shirt
Black,
they couldn't buy, the black one. That's
black?
it, the one.
I remember
So
the
the black
story.
one.
I do listen to you.
Exactly, you do.
sometimes. I do.
So the old anecdotes, but this black T-shirt, no one could buy. Wasn't available for sale. The only way you could get it is if you referred a friend to join.
Okay.
So when that T-shirt was being worn to the gym, because people proudly wore that, because I only had one because no one else had one.
Yeah.
People noticed that, and it was really worked superbly well and cost me absolutely nothing.
Yeah. That's a
£5 a
subconscious.
T-shirt.
It's a subconscious thing,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's like, I want that T-shirt because it's just not readily available.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It was that desire to have something that someone else can't get their hands on, not the value of that T-shirt. The value of the T-shirt to that person, it could have been hundreds of pounds, just if you put it into pounds, shillings and pence if you wanted to do that. But it was more about kudos, the sheer fact that they had it, no one else did, and everyone else in the club knew why they had it, actually kind of fueled that whole referral thing. So it's kind of interesting you bring that up, because it's a great way of pushing back to get people against the competitor that potentially opens up down the road that tries to underprice you.
And with regards to maybe a new gym opening up down the road, what do you think? Do you think it's a good idea to maybe do some offers or a special annual membership at your club to take those people out the market before they're even open?
Yeah, I mean,
it's kind of a good idea.
It's kind of getting your story out there, the fact you're there, through the referrals like we mentioned, through offers, because of course, yet again, you kind of go back to the old story about how many coffee shops do you need in the high street.
Yeah.
Well, they're all busy, they've all got an offering. You know, some people like Costa, some people prefer Starbucks, and never the twain will meet. A bit like Apple and Android. You know, it's exactly that kind of scenario.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you know, to get people out there and start making that work, I don't think there's an issue with that. And one of the things I used to thoroughly enjoy, I mentioned that smart car earlier, but the amount of times I used to park in a car park right outside Virgin Active, it was great. I had hours of fun doing that because no one could say anything to me. That car was parked there, very close, and did a perfect bit of marketing for me when it was parked there all day.
Yeah.
Cheeky, but hey ho.
No, fair play. I don't know if you wanted to wrap stuff up from this point
Yeah,
of view.
I think in many respects, if you look at what we talked about, is value. I think that's really, really important, is that it's not about price, it's about the value that you offer your customer.
Yeah.
That's the reason they want to be with you. There is no other reason. You know, price is not the be all and end all. I'm not sure if it's you or me, but mentioned the fact that as long as it's an affordable and perceived to be good value,
Yeah.
neither too high nor too low. You made a very good point of saying, well, actually, your client put prices up.
Yeah. It's definitely an option. Or if you're not going to put the prices up for all your plans, have that membership plan that is more.
Yep.
Because naturally people will want to have
Yeah.
the new and the exciting or the extra thing, and you probably can give that PT session a month or a couple of PT sessions a month as part of that package.
Yeah, totally.
Because then it's just an easy way of just in theory doubling your membership.
Totally. I think the other thing is knowing your customer.
Yeah.
Knowing your customer is vital, because then you can find more of those people.
And you could target anybody, but say if they come in and they're not the right person for your gym,
Yeah.
and they don't get on, and they go, what damage could they do outside talking to other people?
That's
It's
right.
almost like you want to target the right people to get them in, and then they just stay because
Yeah.
they want to.
You want to have advocates for
Yeah.
your business.
Yeah.
An advocate will refer people, get the black T-shirt, and do all the great things that you want them to do to grow your business in a very, believe it or not, that's the other thing, in a really affordable way.
Yeah.
Because you're actually not blowing loads of money out on a marketing budget.
Yeah,
You're
no,
actually
of course.
doing things that cost very little but are very, very powerful.
Okay.
And I think the thing is, I guess to summarise, is that we all worry about gyms opening up in our town. But I'll tell you one thing, people don't open up a business without thinking about it.
Yeah.
And if you got the big places, you could argue about supermarkets as another great example. Aldi and Lidl and all these other companies, they don't go and spend a load of money unless they think there's a market there. All you've got to do is say, well, how much of that market do I want in my gym?
Yeah.
And go out of your way to get it.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's been a great chat, mate. Enjoyed that. So hopefully you guys did. And we look forward to chatting to you about more thought-provoking ideas again in the future, yeah?
Yeah, thank you.
Cheers. Thanks for listening. We want to help as many business owners as we can in this podcast. So remember to share it with your friends and let us know what topics you would like us to talk about next. See you next time.